I just wasn't strong enough. I couldn't do it. I couldn't fight the urge, exercise the demon that was compelling me to talk about Elon Musk making a clown of himself again. I told myself, like as a pre-New Year's resolution, to stop talking so much about all of the Twitter dog shittery that's been going on and how wacky and wild it's all been over there, because I've already made so many videos talking about it, but it just keeps getting more and more wacky. And I'm drawn to wackiness like a moth to a flame, so I couldn't stop myself. I'm just like a junkie who fell off the wagon again, scratching at my neck, and I needed my fix. I couldn't help myself. I just have to talk about the most recent development in the never-ending soap opera of Elon Musk and Twitter. I'm sure you saw yesterday, Twitter made a statement about an upcoming policy change where they would no longer be allowing promotional links to competing websites. They initially said that if the purpose is to drive traffic away from Twitter into the other sites, you can't do that anymore. We're putting the kibosh on it. The fist is coming down. But it was vaguely written to the point where it could be interpreted in a lot of different ways and caused mass hysteria, like an actual panic, because they even mentioned Linktree by name, which is something a lot of people use to like put their links to other places. So by having it be so vague, it made it feel like if you just link to competing websites, you could face punishment, be banned for it. So that obviously raised a lot of people's red flags because it sounded cutthroat, like absolutely brutal. Twitter just seemed like they were putting these walls up to keep everyone trapped in the insane asylum. It reminds me of like a competing student council president in middle school where he's like, my opponent over there absolutely stinks. He sucks eggs, and if you go to any of his functions, you're not allowed at any of my functions. It just felt like a temper tantrum almost to try and prevent people from linking elsewhere. Like even having that statement at the end where it says follow me on and then dropping your Instagram handle would be a bannable offense. Like that is alarming. So obviously the backlash was huge, and this is one of the very few things I've ever seen that has unified everyone of all sides to come together and hate it equally. Even the biggest throat goat Musk meat swallowers were choking on this wiener here. This news made even them upset. Everyone came out against this. It was like a galactic threat in the Marvel universe where the villains start working together with the heroes to defeat the common evil. This was a big moment, and the backlash actually got some results. They seem to have backpedaled on the policy. They deleted the initial post with all of this in there, which is a great thing. I'm glad they decided to bury this and hopefully never try something similar. They were receptive to the feedback because there was a ton of feedback, so I'm glad they implemented that change quickly. But this is where we get to the wackiest part of the story. Shortly after this huge debacle, Elon Musk made a post saying that from now on major changes will be pulled, which reminds me of like old school RuneScape system where they pull like even the most minor fucking changes and leave it up to the community to decide, which I think is a good thing overall. But it then went to Elon Musk polling something else. Elon Musk polled whether or not he should stay head of Twitter. And good golly, I tell ya, I don't know if these were the results he was hoping for, but this is where we're at. 57.5% have said yes, he should step down as the head of Twitter. This is big. I'll tell you where I stand here. I don't think he should step down as the head of Twitter because then I wouldn't have as much to laugh at every single day. I also don't think he should be able to bail out of this sinking ship, at least not in the public eye. I think he should absolutely continue running Arkham Asylum. I don't think he should be able to get the free ticket out. He should absolutely have to stand by this product now. Plus, he's still obviously going to have a huge say-so in the company's direction. It's just he'll no longer be the public punching bag for it. He's going to dump that responsibility on some other poor soul. I've talked about this before, and it seems a lot of people must have flown under their radar. But this doesn't actually mean anything either. Elon Musk has been actively looking for a CEO since purchasing this fucking pile of shit anyway. I think a lot of people seem to have forgot that last month he did make a statement that he's looking for a new CEO of Twitter anyway. So this poll really feels pretty fucking useless when he's already planning on not being the CEO for much longer regardless. This feels like some kind of PR play to be like, okay, the people have spoken and I care so much about democracy, I will actually be stepping down and here's your new CEO. Even though that was his plan from the beginning. But I actually think this is a lot more shameful. Like, this isn't exactly the best PR play because if he does step down now and get that new CEO up, it's going to be like, yeah, okay, you guys didn't like me, and then you like kick sand, so maybe you'll like this guy more. I think that's infinitely more pathetic than if you had just gone out like the traditional way saying, okay, I've done enough here. Here's your new CEO. But instead, it now looks like you're leaving because people threw too many fucking tomatoes at you. You got too many boos. That 90% cheers and 10% boos, I guess, wasn't necessarily accurate. This, I think, is just a much sadder way of departing, especially considering you had already had plans to get a new CEO in there pretty soon. It's just a very silly and wacky twist to this story here that I, of course, had to talk about, because how could I not? This is goofiness. This is prime goofiness, like, the essence of it, like, right in the palm of our hands. Of course I was going to speak about it, even though I had already kind of sworn off this hard drug of talking about Elon Musk and Twitter's silliness. I just couldn't help it for this one. I had to make a special exception. So that's where we're at right now. Not sure when or even if Elon Musk will be stepping down anytime super soon, but it's definitely worth mentioning that this is going on because, man, it is just a never-ending ride of fun and thrills. That's about it. See ya.